Never made into the school, made into an amphitheater. Giving to you a very good example of an amphitheater, you have to think about our modern stadium of today, or if you know the Colosseum in Rome. The Colosseum in Rome is a really good example of a typical amphitheater of that time. Imagine this gymnasium, we have discovered either bones of lions and tigers. This makes very clear to our archaeologists and gladiators being training either in having fight against these strong animals. Gladiators was a slave working always for a team of gladiators, which was composed of 12 members. Having at that time a very good team of gladiators made the owner incredible rich and famous, because gladiators' performance was one of the very using entertainment of that
pictures I had of the guys.
Okay, let's start our working tour now, and then we'll look straight at
and then the large theater up there, the Odeon there.
One of the three volcanoes, and we have
everything but the ceilings.
Up there we have the famous volcano Vesuvius. So Vesuvius
I'm getting the audio.
The volcano is exactly located at 4 miles away from us. You have to understand very clear that Pompeii was not covered by lava, otherwise was disappeared to the world forever. In reality, Pompeii was slowly covered.
Remember my pictures of the guys so we could walk in there. I got the boys wrestling in there. And up here is the big theater, and next to it's the Odeon we're going to go. Small theater.
Expensive in taking away all of the big, enormous quantities of dead material.
I'm getting the audio.
Imagine that excavations actually started 1740.
Just hold it like this.
But at that time, people, they really don't know what they have really discovered. Excavations was done just to find the golden, rich crystals and mosaics. In reality, at that time, people,
beautiful
they
sun.
really
I'm
know
glad
what
it's not
they have
raining.
really discovered. Fortunately, a little bit after, we have opened one of the largest archaeological museums that we have today all around the world, which is the National Museum of Myths, is where today we have kept the most important pictures coming down during the excavation of Pompeii.
Now into the large theater.
Everything is going to be original, except wood. That's because all the wood was carbonized by the hot rain of ash and pumice. Ceiling roof are either not original. That's because all the ceiling was really collapsed down by the weight of that material.
The large theater here and the small theater there. We're going to go into both of them.
Moving a little bit inside. And another building using a lot during that time for entertainment. This was a typical Roman theater of that time, which was exactly working as our modern theaters of today. The only difference is that in a theater of that time there was no roof, so was using only summertime, very late in the afternoon, never during winter. But the sections of the theater are exactly the same sections of our theaters of today. Let's start from the stage. Have a look how big was the stage. On the back of the stage, 3 entrances, making actors come in and out from the back stage. Music. Music of that time was made by musicians. Musicians' locations was down here. You want to take a group pictures?
Sure.
After.
Yeah.
After. 2 points for group pictures. And so musicians' locations was down here. After that, we have 3 different levels to sit down. The first level was so-called the cavia. The cavia was these first 4 steps coming up. The most expensive place to get a ticket. From the end of this section to the very top up there, we have the media cavia. Imagine in the second sections before was all covered by big bench of travertine. I mean, bench as that ones are all over at that time. All over. This island is not an original one. We have either a third level for both people and slaves located on the very top. In a place like that, Romans used to fit in close to 2,400 persons for each single performance. Have a look now on the top of the two entrances. You see these two boxes? That's a so-called tribunalium. Tribunalium was a kind of VIP section, a kind of sections reserved always for wealthy people, for politicians coming down here from Rome for a vacation. So in Pompeii, I really suggest all the time two really best points to take your best group pictures of the ruins of Pompeii. The first one is this building over here. I really suggest you to move as a group up here, and somebody they can take the pictures of you.
Okay.
Okay.
So PCA
Come on,
group,
guys.
all of our Minneapolis
Take your group
group.
pictures
Let's
now.
do a group
The
picture right here in the
coming
great
out.
theater. Paul and Ann, you got cameras? Yeah, let's do two at the same time.
That's Kurt.
Hey, it's very wet. If you want, you can speak, but it's up to you.
Okay, look over here, Tyler and Robert. 1, 2, 3. We'll do one with the teachers too.
Do we get these guys
Oh,
back?
phew, yeah.
Come on, guys.
You want to go on the picture
Yes,
too?
I do. Just this button.
No problem. Camera of now are really simple.
Simple.
Hold on, Bill.
Hurry up. Yeah, they're all over. All right, I guess so.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Group picture.
0. Here they are. Hold on a second. 3, 2, 1. Okay.
The sun comes out for us. That's so great. Uh-oh. Grazie.
Wait.
I got money on that one. Thanks.
Stay away, Dan, from them, please. We don't want any dog bites. They're very territorial. Oh, he probably is the one who bit that his leg.
Smell your hand, I dare you. Oh, baby. What? You didn't realize it?
Okay.
Okay. 2, 3, 1, 0.
And we got video. Hey.
One more. Oh, that's a good ball. 2, 3, 1, 0. Okay.
Tyler,
Okay, now.
video. You and the puppies.
Thank you, that's fine. Thanks a lot.
I'm not going to pet him now.
Okay. That dog is going to. Now from the theater.
No, they have fleas.
Okay, now we go to the small theater, the Odeon, right over here.
Wanna go down? Let's go.
Better forget to have some medicine, some stomachache medicine. Maybe she eats something wrong.
We go to the Odeon.
This is the Odeon.
Or,
This is called Odeon.
oh, I thought that little one, the small theater.
If we go there, it's better to show them something else. If you want,
Okay.
I can take them there. This
Yeah,
is the
just quick.
Odeon.
Just quickly.
We just pass through, okay?
Okay. Here, Paul, come on.
I prefer this one because it's
Yeah, I
much
understand.
well done.
That's my,
Okay.
This is my favorite theater. Yes. I'll run over there. I know where it is. Where are you going next?
We have discovered two theaters. This was the big one using for big performance. And now we are just passing through the little one, which was using by a single actor or just for training, okay?
we don't stop on that one because we have a very limited time. So I prefer to show you something else instead of another theater. The idea of this theater is exactly the same of the other one. You see, you can see the stage, you can see 3 different levels to set up.
Yes.
We just pass through that and we move straight in.
Okay, we keep going.
Bene.
Grazie.
It's
It's such a
pleasure, sir.
beautiful theater. Very
This
nice.
was used by a single performance.
Yeah.
And now, from the little theater, we move straight in town.
Oh, I want my cousin Billy Crothers to play jazz piano right now. Isn't this cool? He didn't want to go through. I said we got. Check this out. This is the audio. I want my cousin to play here. He's a jazz pianist. World famous one. Tyler. Tyler? This is where I want my jazz pianist Billy Crothers to play. My world famous cousin. He wants to play here and record it for an album. Do that. I mean, it's perfect acoustics and so small. We're going right through.
It's like a mini amphitheater.
This is the Odeon.
Is this floor the same as it was or not, though?
Yeah, this is the marble.
That's the same floor as it was when I...
Moving out, coming out from the dock by another gate located on the very end of this street, named Vesuvio Gate because it's the only one overlooking the volcano. So this was using a lot as one-way street for chariots. You know that in town we don't have discovered any underneath sewage system. Streets of Pompeii was the open sewage system of the town. So in reality, Romans, they never worked where we are now because streets of Pompeii was always full of dirty water. So Romans, they used only the side work on the side to move around it. And obviously it was very difficult for them to cross from one side work to the other. For that, Romans have invented, you see up there, the famous stepping stone, in order to cross easy from one side work to the other, keeping sandals and foot dry and not wet. Stepping stones are from a minimum of 1 to a maximum of 5, depends on the size of the tree. You know, them chariots working in town are made in order to cross the central stepping stone, and for that, wheels of the chariot
Cool, Jen?
passing all the time through the same point, after years and years and years of passing,
See the tracks?
left a truck
carts.
on the street, a wheel truck on the street, selling,
The wagon
selling
wheels.
what they passed just from here, on
Hundreds
the
of
side.
years.
Selling wine was an enormous business in town, so this was a typical wine shop of their time. You can still see the terracotta containers.
You guys
Imagine in
see the
Rome, they used to serve
tracks?
warm
Hundreds of
red
years of
wine
carts
in
going
winter
through
to
there.
warm
Wore
up
that
the
down.
body very easily. White wine in summer from the same desk, which is exactly working as our takeaway shop of today. It was one of the really first takeaway food and drinks invented. So, from the same desk, Romans have the
No, that's
opportunity
perfect.
getting
I just want to get a shot.
olive oil full
Just
of
standing in the
profumo
middle
massage.
where all the stuff has come down.
Very light food to take away, red warm wine in winter, and
David,
white
last
wine
week is
in
the
summer.
coop would
In
come down
reality,
this way.
Pompeii was really
Yeah,
working
the
as our
sewage, yeah.
modern shopping center of
So they have these
in
lines
reality,
stuff every
Pompeii was
corner
an open
because the
market
sewage
of
would just flow down when it rains.
Man, I would so not want to ride down on this mountain.
Do a little bumpy, wouldn't it? Yeah.
We have these little rooms all over in town. In reality, that's our old little shop.
Boy, we got a beautiful day here.
Sometimes Romans, they used to live up into the little second floor, and in order to have more space into the shop, Romans, they have invented a very modern sliding door, as the Japanese one. You can still see the track, you see, where the sliding door, they used to move up and down.
So always when you find a room has that once, a room has the others on the other side, on the front step, you find either the track for the using of the sliding door, 100%, really 100%, that was a leader shop. And in reality, Pompeii was full of shops because it was in reality working as an open market of 2,000 years ago. Fortunately, we have the sunshine coming out. Really good.
Stuff, you know.
That's what we got the next few days. Countryside. The birds singing. Look at this. This goes on for blocks and blocks. The only thing missing is the roof.
Okay, follow me on
20
this
feet of
side,
ash over
please.
you. This is blocks and blocks of. I think we're gonna go to the baths and phone. Oh, I got the audio here. You can't hear?
Well, I can hear, but I can't really understand.
And now,
It's
before
hard
taking
to
you to work into the main shopping street of Pompeii, I would like to make you understand how Romans they used to live on the privacy. So in a while, I am going to take you in a typical Roman house of that time. And so like that, you can really understand how people they used to live on the privacy more than 2,000 years ago. We are working now in this narrow street, which was full of wealthy house. You have noticed then no little rooms on the side with a track for the using of the sliding door, but just the entrances of the house. That are all houses. And now I'm going to take you in this marvelous house. The name of the owner was Shay, and the owner was distiller of meat and wine. And now for a Roman was completely different than our modern idea of today. In reality, a typical Roman property is made by big wall all around it, the property, no window. These two windows up there are not original. Romans, they used to have only a kind of slice into the wall, as that one's there, just to collect the light of the sun during the day. The house was always divided in two sections, winter and summer sections. If there was a garden, gardens was always located into the property, never outside. We have discovered in town either a lot of political slogans, almost all over. So here you have a really good example. You can read very clear Cornelium. Cornelium at that time was a politician of that time. You see this bench using now by these two wealthy dogs. In reality at that time using by the people waiting outside to have a meeting with the owner. So people they used to sit outside on that bench waiting the time to move inside to have a meeting with the owner. Right? Now as this group move out, I am going to take you in. And in reality, we have always a leader entrance called the Fauces. The Fauces, which is this leader corridor coming up, is always taking the people coming into the property in this big room, which is called the atrium. So once inside the big room, I really want you to move all around it. Adrian, move all around it, please, don't stop. Move around it, all around it, this full, right into the middle, all around it, please, thank you.
Casa di
Don't stop, please. Let's move all around it. All around it. Okay, coming. Move around it, all around it.
Never been in this house.
Huh?
I haven't been in this house.
So we have seen in by the main entrance, by the front entrance of this marvelous property of that time. I told you already the owner was a seller of meat and wine. The little corridor is ending in this big room. This big room is so-called the atrium. The atrium in reality was the winter sections. All around it, the atrium, we have discovered just the winter bedroom, 1 and 2. We have discovered it a kitchen with an open roof to take out all the bad smell, steps leading up into a beautiful balcony overlooking the Bay of Naples. But why Romans used to have an open roof always in connection with a pool on the floor? First of all, you remember no window, so this open roof, they really work as a skylight to collect the light of the sun any time of the day. Was working like that either at night time to collect the moonlight. If you give for a second a look on the floor, you can see these little chips of travertine, which was using by the Romans in order to reflect the moonlight at night time, in order to have a kind of natural light coming out from the floor without any expenses. But in reality, this was a system invented by the Romans for collecting raining water. This lead pipe was not there at that time, and so once was raining, all the water that used to come into the property by this hole, and obviously was flew straight down in this pool. After that, by these two holes on the sides, they used to move underneath in a big water cistern. So like that, Romans, they used to collect in winter time the raining water in order to not have any problems during summer. So this was the winter sections. The famous triclinium, which was where the owner of the house they used to spend most of the time, was located right into the middle of the property. Is this room over here? That's where the owner they used to lie down, pick up food by hands, drinking wine, and in this business meeting. If you have noticed, this is the only room in connection with us, with the winter section, and connection with the summer section where I am going to take you in. As this group they move out, can you move on my side, please?
Yes.
You have to understand that majority of the frescoes, majority of the best mosaic and statues are not anymore in town, but all of them are kept into the National Museum of Naples. So in this house is one of the very few examples that we have in order to see an original frescoes of that time. And so right now I really want you to move on this big room and to have a look straight at right in front of you. You can have a really good example of a full family in a full walk. You can see a typical frescoes of that time. This is an original one, and all the others are all copied. So don't give a look only on the one in front, but give a look either on the right-hand side. On the right-hand side, you can see a really final way in making frescoes for Romans. The one on the right are the famous three-dimensional style. You can start to move in. So once they have a look first in front of you,
And the one in front is not so three-dimensionally because you cannot look in, you cannot look through, you cannot look inside. The really final one in making frescoes for Romans are the one on the right-hand side. The one on the right-hand side is a kind of three-dimensional frescoes. If you look at the frescoes up there on the right, you have the impressions in looking through, in looking inside the painting. So you can see more than 4 different sides. You can see a river, you can see a young woman nearby the river. You can see the airport on the very end. Take a picture of that and move out so we can give it to the last one coming in the opportunity in getting a picture of a typical fresco, please. Can you wait
79
for me
AD,
outside, please, now?
frozen in time.
Can you wait for me outside, please?
What's up there?
In reality, where you are now, this was the summer section. There was no roof. Beautiful flowers and vegetation all around it. Okay, let's go next now. We have another group waiting outside. So I'll be waiting for you just outside.
Modern folks. There we go. We're gonna get video over here.
Okay, follow me on this side, please. Wait for me up on, please, on the very top. Thank you.
You wouldn't happen to have some batteries, would you?
Can you wait for me on the very top?
please.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can you wait for me on the very top?
Okay.
Wait for me on the very top, please.
Sit back.
Just wait for me on the very top.
Okay.
Working up. In working up, you can see only shops, very few houses. This because this was the main shopping street of Pompeii. And the main shopping street is joined all together with Via Stazione. You remember the one on the starting? And so right now, in a one, we be right into the middle of the city of Pompeii. This cross the street is where the two main streets of Pompeii are joined all together. Exactly where I am now, I am right into the middle of the town of Pompeii. You remember we start down there? So this is Via Stazione. We are working now up to Via dell'Abbondanza. From here you can really see the size of the city from that side. Starting down there, where you can see this arch. This arch is called Stazione Gate. ending up there, where you can see this big pine tree, where we have another gate of Pompeii, which is called the Vesuvio Gate, because it's the only gate overlooking the volcano. You can see the volcano there, you see? You have to remember then the lava, good for us, was flew down from the very top of the volcano down to the left-hand side of us. If the lava was flew down to us, Pompeii was disappear forever. In reality, Pompeii was preserved underneath an enormous quantity of ash and pumice stones for more than 2,000 years. And for that, we have the opportunity to stroll you around this in Pompeii.
Yeah, it's cool to get this shot.
And now we start work up through the famous
That's
Via della
Vesuvius in the distance,
Bonanza,
see?
through the
Looking
famous
north,
main
east.
shopping street of Pompeii.
Yeah. So I got one with you in the back, in the foreground. This is the big road. The big road to the Forum. There's the fountain. See that fountain?
I am very sorry today I cannot take you inside a spa of that night because they are making certain refreshments inside. Spa of that time are called the terme, you see, terme sabbiane. In reality, this place of here was exactly working as our modern country club of today. Romans, they use this place right in front of you just for relaxing, socialize with friends, talking about politics, talking about sports, to study a person before having a business with that person. The place was not free. The ticket was not so expensive, but anyway, it was a problem for poor people and slaves. Poor people and slaves, they used to wash the body into a public fountain, into the sea, or into a river. A place like that was always divided in two sections, female sections, men's sections, a gymnasium on the middle to do body exercise. The closed section was divided in three different rooms. So into the first room we have discovered a kind of wedding or dressing room. Into the second room we have discovered a typical sauna, which was exactly working as our sauna of today. So Romans, they used to put inside a really big volcanic hot stones, and slaves, they used to put all the time drop of water full of perfume on the top of the stones, and steam was coming out. The third room is where Romans, they used to get a massage made up by the slaves using warm olive oil full of perfume, having a hot bath. So after the hot bath, Romans, they needed the opportunity in jumping in a little pool called the Frigidarium, which was always full of cold water. So you are very young. Next time when you back here, I take you. Now they are working on it. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
But now I take you in a really funny place.
A funny place.
All of you understand red light district? Yes. Yes? A red light district, in two words, is a place where we have houses where a man, they have the opportunity to find a working lady. At that time, this was an enormous business, still today. So the problem of that time for people coming into the town of Pompeii was first to find where this place was located. Second, to ask to a lady what he really wants from her. Because the language at that time was a big problem. People, they speak so many different languages. That's because Pompeii was always full of sailors, so people coming from many parts of the Mediterranean Sea. So for them was very difficult to talk, was very difficult to understand, was very difficult to communicate. Women working there are all slaves, are not native of Pompeii, so they don't know a word of the local language. And so, first of all, the place was so-called the lupanare. Lupa in Italian language means wolf. That's because the ladies, in order to attract clients working into the main streets, turning into the narrow streets, they used to hold as they walked. As, ooh, this was an attraction for men in moving from the main street in this narrow street. The house was divided into different floors. We have discovered enough floors, a big room where a man they used to spend either overnight with the ladies. Erotic painting are not discovered up there, but erotic painting are discovered down below, into the first level. There we have discovered a big room, divided in 5 living rooms. The erotic painting are discovered just outside of the sex room, not inside. But why that? Because at that time was very difficult to ask when men what they really want from a woman. So this erotic painting of that time, they really work as a kind of sex menu of that time. Believe me, they make very clear and understand the speciality of the girl inside. And now I am going to take you inside. You can take pictures inside, but please start to try to take away the flash from your camera. No flash inside, please.
Okay, no flash.
No flash inside.
Went to a brothel.
So inside, you really don't need any explanation. Pictures.
Yeah, here it is.
So now we are coming in by that entrance, and we are coming out through there. Once outside, please really don't stop. We cannot stop outside. Turn right and wait for me on the very top, on the top of the steps, okay? We have to go in just after this group. Once again, remember to take out the flash from your camera, please.
Dogs are fighting.
Rapido, por favor.
Oh, dog, don't go in there. Uh-oh. No, you're not scared of him now.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Sit. Sit. Right. No flash. No flash inside, please. No flash.
So, look above here.
Remember that once outside, the eyes that wait for me on the very top of the roof.
No flag. I said no flag. I got it all flashed. I got it all. Yeah. Is that my phone? It looks like 2 men. My God, I hope I don't look that bad.
It's just a wood little thing and then a hole in the middle.
I don't understand that. I need an explanation. Okay, I understand that. Look, everybody wants to snap pictures
Oh,
of
there
it.
it is.
It documented everything. Documented all.
This is where they have sex.
Take a picture of the
A
pooper.
sexy thing.
Where's that?
That's a little, yeah, that's a little slap in there going on. Oh, I've got to show. That's a conversation piece right there.
Yeah.
That would strike up some conversation, yes.
Okay.
That was educational.
In a way.
Yeah. Travis.
That's
Hey guys. What'd you think of that?
Hey, come on, buddy, come on.
That's cool.
Yeah, here's the old fountain.
And we have found more than 42 public fontanas, that ones of here. So poor people, rich people of Pompeii, they must come in a public fontanas, that ones, in order to collect the water for drink. The local water was not enough, so in reality majority of the water was coming from a river named the Sarno River, located at 5 miles away from the town. To transport the water into the town from so far away, Romans they have built an aqueduct starting nearby the river, ending up in town in a big water cistern. The cistern of Pompeii was located up in town in order to give the right water gravity into the 42 fountains that we have discovered in town. That's because the water pipe, which was the one joined to the 42 fountain altogether, was starting from that cistern. In order to give the right water gravity to the 42 fountains that we have discovered in town. A fountain, if you see, are really simple made, are made by 4 or 5 pieces of stones, joined all together with the help of lead and iron. Romans, they know well the way to use these two materials, and majority they use these two materials to join pieces all together. The water was coming out as a jet water in order to keep the fountain always full of drinking water, and in order to not have the water coming out from the 4 sides, Romans, they made up this very simple water exit. So once the fountain was full, the water they can move out only by that exit, and they can flow straight down into the streets, which was the open sewage system of the town, in order to not have the water coming out from the 4 sides. Now, from the red light district of Pompeii, we are moving straight into the main street of Pompeii, which is going to take us up at the Forum Square. The Forum was the most popular square of Pompeii. The Forum was the most popular square of Pompeii, so follow me up there, please. I told you that majority of the frescoes, majority of the best mosaics are not anymore in town, but are all of them are kept into the National Museum of Naples. I have given to you already the opportunity in getting a pictures of a typical and original frescoes of that time. And right now, before the Forum, I would like to give to you either the opportunity in have a look of an original mosaic floor
of 2,000 years ago.
Another two what?
So I really suggest you to keep your left
Yeah.
now to move up here.
Well, you'll need it in Greece too, of course.
And so on the main entrance of
Some
this
people
very
need
wealthy house of that time,
I think you can buy them for
so
20
you have the
bucks.
opportunity in getting souvenir pictures of an original mosaic of that time. In a typical wealthy Roman house of that time, this mosaic was all over on the floor. Mosaics are always made in white because making an illuminations at that time was very complicated. Illumination was made by oil lamp, by torch, so having a really big white floor make more light coming up at night time. And as majority of the house, they used to have the open roof working as a skylight.
Yeah,
So at night time, when we have the moonlight coming in, the moonlight be reflected by this beautiful white floor.
See the boars fighting the wolves?
Yeah.
Now we are moving into a pedestrian section of Pompeii.
Emma, you see the
Have a look, these three white stones over here. This was using to stop vehicles coming into the next stop. The next stop is going to be the forum. The forum was only for pedestrians. Please.
Are these the original stones?
Yeah.
All these?
Oh, everything is original. Except wood. Wood is not.
I heard you say that.
Because wood was carbonizer, and in later places we have discovered some sections of original roof, because majority of the city roof was collapsed down by the weight of the ash and pumice stones. That's because Pompeii was all covered by a slowly rain of 3 days and 3 nights of ash and pumice stones. Imagine an ash and pumice stone here was all over, from a minimum of 10 to a maximum of 20 feet clear. Have a look of this now. We have understood that these 3 stones was using to stop vehicles coming into the square, because the forum was only for pedestrian people. Light vehicles, horses, animals, they must wait outside. But have a look now how beautiful is next stop.
It's the only thing. Yeah, I got the whole video. I was at the beginning here.
Usciamo e vediamo.
And the forum. Trying to remember a group shot? That's where it was. Travis,
Have a look how
remember the
beautiful
group
is
shots?
this
We're all
spot
in
here. This was the forum. The forum was the political, commercial,
There's the
and
suitcase.
religious
This is the
part
greatest
in town.
shot over the forum.
Right now, I really want you to use a little bit your
Can somebody get
imagination.
a shot?
Otherwise, all around you, you see only stones and ruins. Imagine before, at that time, the floor, a little bit,
I'm all messy, but whatever.
the floor was all covered by an excellent
Thanks, Robert.
white traversing marble floor. You have a good example down there. Imagine this floor was all over before.
What is that?
All around it, no private houses, but just a public building. The most popular religious building of Pompeii was the famous Temple of Jupiter. Best positions in town, down there. Have a look between the 2 center columns of the temple. You can still see the statues of Jupiter. On the right-hand side, under the 4 arches down there, there was the bank. Nearby the bank, a big market called the Macellum, where Romans have the opportunity in getting fish, meat, and vegetables. Down there, the famous temple of Eumachia, but in reality, Eumachia, she was not a divinity. Eumachia, she was the leader of a really strong corporation that we have in town, which was the Selling Togas Corporation. There is where Romans have the opportunity in getting the best quality of togas for the using of winter or for the using of summer. Have a look at this building down there. This is the famous Curia. In reality, the Curia was the government palace of Pompeii. You see, it's the only building complete made in bricks, you see. On the right-hand side of the government palace, on that side down there, we have the famous Basilica. The Basilica was not a church as for us today, but the Basilica was the court palace of that time. Can you move for a couple of minutes a little bit close to me, please? Because I would like to make you the explanations of the famous plaster cast of Pompeii, and I won't point you where you have to be to get the pictures of 3 plaster casts. You remember that people of Pompeii was suffocated by the plaster cast. After that, either the body of the suffocated persons was covered by that material. But after a while, all the flesh of the body became in decomposition. And what we have left into the ash was an empty shell of the body with its original skeleton inside. I have the opportunity to show you body of animals and body of humans. So we have left this empty shell of a body inside us. So as really smart archaeologists have the really brilliant idea in making full this empty shell of the body only with the skeleton of the body inside, full of liquid blood cells. When the shell of the body was completely full of plaster, we used to wait a week in order to make the plaster dry. When the plaster was completely solidified, we used to take away all around it, all the ash and pumice stones, and after that was coming out is the exact plaster cast of an animal living down here more than 2,000 years ago, and plaster cast of people living in Pompeii. Majority of the people, 75% of the body are discovered in protecting the nose from the sulfur gas. So now I am going to give you 5 minutes to take a picture of the body. 3 bodies all together are located, you see this only building down there with a metallic roof. If you go there, right in front of you, you are going to see a lot of terracotta containers using to transport liquids such as wine, olive oil and water. And you are going to see there a body of a dog, a body of a sitting down man covered the nose by the strong sulfur gas and lie down lady. She was either protecting the nose from the sulfur gas, she was either waiting a baby. Okay, check your time now. I'll be waiting for you. I make you on the way. Follow me on this side.
There's our group.
Okay, let's go to see the bodies now. It's better to go together. I take you there.
I didn't see any this time either. It was just an 03 that they showed us. I was looking, but I didn't see any. Now, this is the Temple of Jupiter, and he's going to go into the Temple of Apollo over here.
Okay, let's go down there to see the body and the terracotta containers. Let's pass here. I wait for you right here. So let's go down there. Have a look of the body. Down there, I'll be waiting for you here nearby the entrance of the Temple of Apollo. I see here. So go down there, have a look of the body. I call you in a while, okay?
Now in here.
Always down, please. Have a look of the body. Have a look of the terracotta containers. I call you in a while, please. Have a look at the body.
Oh no? Oh. I don't know why you can't take a picture of that.
Come on, guys. Have a look of the body.
Lots of pictures
Your
last
friends
time,
are
right?
down there. I call you in a while. Go down there to see the body.
There's the dog, frozen in time. It's
Hello?
suffering, it looked like.
Down there. This is not your group.
Poor dog in a car. He's cleaning the glass. Interesting.
Okay, right now I am going to take you in one of the...
How old is this stuff, Bill?
79 AD is almost 2,000 years old. They all died on the same day,
That's old as hell.
on August 24th. Good thing I told you. Oh, here's the back of...
Oh, this is the back of the...
Yeah, take a close-up because they don't know that and they'll go to the other side. Oh, you used to be able to walk right underneath it. And this is the famous Temple of Apollo. Because when you're...
Okay, andiamo. Frequently, now slowly we are coming out by the main entrance of Pompeii. As I told you before, we are going to have this is our
Yeah, I'll follow you. This is the shot of the Temple of Apollo. There's leaving the Temple of Apollo on the left, the Forum, and the basilicas to the right. There's the basilica.
Now we are coming out, passing through.
Yeah, Aphrodite and Cleopatra. Thanks. This is the very end of the tour. Isn't this amazing? So there's Vesuvius behind you.
The mountain?
The mountain, that's what blew in 79 AD. Covered up all this.
Which volcano erupted?
Vesuvius.
Where is it at? Right there. Oh, I thought you said the mountain.
Yeah, well it is. It's the mountain with the top blown off. In August of 79. And here's where we're going to meet and eat lunch. The Marina Gate over here.
I wouldn't know how to act without a yard.
Oh, there's copper.
I mean,
I know, I understand that, yeah.
I'm a gardener.
I like to cut the grass.
Cut mine.
I like to work outside.
I like to garden.
Do you feel many earthquakes, Rebecca?
Now, it's a very, very seismic area, obviously.
Yeah.
The last earthquake, the very, very big one, was in 1980, and people still remember. I felt there was one when it happened in Assisi, we felt it down.